Hello, everyone. Thank you for jumping on our runner's call tonight. Happy Thursday. We're doing something a little different tonight. We are having a teammate. Danielle is going to hijack our call. She has been sharing some exciting new things in one of our group chats about a challenge that she's doing on recruiting. So I'm super excited to hear from her. So I'm just going to kick this right on over to her so she can get started and we can get taking some notes. Go ahead, girl.
Okay, guys, first off, I'm like super nervous, but we're gonna power through, right? I'm gonna think that it's my whole entire team on here. All right, so first of all, if you guys haven't heard of it, it's called the GoPro Recruiting Challenge, and Eric Moore, I believe is his name, is the one that's heading the entire challenge. And there's tons of speakers that are involved. Trent Shelton, the Zolecki couple, which is Sarah and Nick, Maria Folio. There's tons of people that have been speaking. And today is day 2 of the challenge. And I have to share all of you. So first of all, it's all about recruiting. Like this is supposed to be the biggest week in network marketing. Can you guys hear me?
You were like dipping in and out.
I think it's because of my computer. All right, we're gonna try it this way. Is that better?
Say something else.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I think it's the mic on my computer. All right, so the recruiting challenge, this is supposed to be the biggest week in network marketing recruiting according to this guy's challenge, right? So the idea is that network marketing is obviously the next biggest thing, if not the biggest thing that's currently happening right now. Because we know so many people that have lost their jobs because of COVID, and for so many other reasons, being furloughed, whatever it is that you want to call it. There's people that are out of work and they need this. And not that you should be preying on these people, but this is ideally like what you need. Obviously, we all know that, but sometimes it takes an extra person for you to click. And so he gave this scenario of 5 steps that you should put into place when you are starting to recruit. And this is for your family and your close friends, right? So your first step is that you always want to start with a compliment. So basically saying, thank you so much for always supporting me or liking on my post. I really appreciate the time that you take out of your day to, I didn't write down the exact wording, but basically that's what it is. You're complimenting them on interacting on your posts or your messages or in a regular day experience or scenario, right? And so the second part of that is you want to be super vulnerable, right? Because if they don't know that you are doing a network marketing business, right? Or they do know, and you've never had that conversation with your initial group of family and friends, you want to be super vulnerable when you're trying to get them to join you, right? You want to say to them, I've joined this business. I'm sure that you've seen it. I'm super scared, but I'm stepping out on a limb and this is what I'm trying. I'm fully devoting myself to this and I'm going to commit to wherever it may take me. And who knows where that is, but we hope that it's up. So you want to be vulnerable in saying that this is, you're not sure where it's going, but you're fully committing in it after your compliment, right? But immediately after, which this one completely blew my mind, you're going to disqualify them immediately from becoming a distributor. And I was like, wait, why would you even do that? Why would you disqualify them? Because the first thing that people think is if you're messaging them and they know that you're in network marketing, they're automatically thinking that you're going to sell them. That's the first thing. They're going to look at your message. They don't even want to hear it. It's going to be thrown in the back. So you immediately say, after the compliment and your vulnerability of you just starting this, they're completely disqualified. So his example was, I just want to let you know that I'm reaching out to you because I want to thank you for showing me support on my post, yada, 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 whatever it is. And I just joined this business. Well, you don't even have to say I joined this business. You have to give them a scenario or I've been doing this for a while and I don't really know where it's going to take me, but I feel like it's promising. And I'm not going to ask you to join me. I don't want you to be on my team. That's not what I'm here for. start a small conversation with them, and then immediately following. But you know what would mean the world to me if you would be a customer for one time. Just support me one time, and that's all that I'm asking. I'm not asking you to join my team as a distributor. I'm not asking you to join with the membership. I just want you to support me one time, and that's it. And I was like, why the hell did I never think of that? Because I immediately say, do this with me. I want you to be on my team. I want you to run with me, instead of giving them the opportunity to just be a customer or a one-time sale, not even a customer. You can just buy retail. Everybody can buy something one time. And his reasoning was, whether it's $20 or $70, this person is going to say, A, they were super vulnerable with me and they reached out to me in the first place. They complimented me, which threw them completely off guard, right? And you're telling them you don't want them to sign up to be on your team. Now, that is a whole reverse psychology thing where I don't want you to join on my team, but they're going to be like, well, why not? Like, why don't you want me to be on your team? And so following that whole statement there, you're going to say, depending on what they say, you're going to thank them. Thank you so much again. I really appreciate it. If they say, sure, yeah, I'll buy one thing one time, that's fine. You compliment them again and you say, can you please give me your feedback on whatever it is? Like, let's say in our case, it's Slim. I'd just like to be in contact with you. Obviously, it's your friend, your family member, so I can get your honest feedback. And then you want to encourage them at the very end to say, will you be my accountability partner? Not asking them to join with you. I want you to be my encourager. I want you to keep me on my toes when you know that this is the business that I want to be running. I want you to make sure that I'm not dropping the ball and I'm not falling off. So including them in your vision of where it is that you want to go, because now they can keep you accountable for your vision and they're following along on the journey without even realistically knowing that that's what they're really doing. I was like, oh my God, this is like insane. So that's, so when you feel like I'm dropping the ball, kick me and keep me going is what his slogan was. I have like 17 pages of notes. Sorry. He said, you always want to do a follow-up message. For when we first started, how we were always over enthusiastic and you got on a call and you were like, you have to do this with me. And you completely were like bombarding people with messages. He said, the first thing that you need to do is you need to go back and you need to apologize. That's number one. He said, because you can't discount those people that you initially invited and initially told you no. Do not discount them. You go back, you apologize, you immediately disqualify them. I don't want you to join my team. I don't want you to be a member. I don't want you to sign up for a membership at all. I just want your support one time. I appreciate you liking all my posts, liking, commenting, sharing some of my stuff. If you could, would you support me one time and be a customer? You always buy multivitamins from CVS. Would you buy my multivitamin? Or I know that you look for energy. Would you buy my energy drink just one time? That's it. Because technically it's the shoe in the door, right? Because we're not asking them to commit to anything in the long term. We just want a sale for a one time. And what will most likely happen is they will end up sharing whatever it is that you have now shared with them with somebody else, whether it's knowingly or unknowingly, because if they're getting a 30-day supply of something, the chances are they're going to mix a drink up in front of somebody. They're going to say, oh my God, I have great energy today. Like that is the idea or the hope behind it. The next part was from a guy named Jefferson Santos, and they said what company he was from, but I don't remember off the top of my head. He said, events is what is going to carry you through. Your belief and your faith will carry you until your skill catches up. Because I don't know about you guys, but I know for me, I'm always like, and this is a bad trait of mine, I'm always blaming somebody else. I'm always passing the buck on to somebody else. Like, for example, Power Hour this morning, Cheryl was talking about her being the product guru, right? And I'm always like, I don't have the product knowledge that Cheryl has, or I can't present a live like so-and-so has. And he says, you have to allow your belief and your faith to carry you until your skill catches up. So if you don't believe today that you have the skills to share the products like Cheryl does, you need to believe and have the faith that you're going to have it until your skill catches up. That doesn't mean you just sit here and say, okay, I believe one day I'm going to have the knowledge. Yeah, it's going to come. if you're not putting any faith or belief behind yourself and taking the knowledge that is in front of you that's so accessible to us and applying it, you're throwing the own pin in your own wheel because you're not going to get anywhere. You need to pick and apply what it is that you want to do, right? So kind of like the stacking habits thing last night where we were talking about doing one thing at a time and not doing 15 things at once to overwhelm ourselves. He said, pick 3 and stick to it, no matter what it is. No matter what it is. He wants you to make sure that your top mistakes, these are the top mistakes that we all make, and then he explains them. Our number one thing is that we are initially not deciding to win. And I was like, I always want to win. Like, what are you even talking about? But from the initial concept of whatever it is that you were thinking about, you are automatically disqualifying yourself before you even start. Like this morning, I woke up and I was 15 minutes late and I was like, oh my God, today is shit. I'm not going to get anything done. I don't have any time to get this done. I immediately disqualified myself from the whole day because then at that point, it was catch up. Instead of me putting myself on the winning circle, like, okay, I'm 15 minutes late. I know that I have 20 minutes to get my IPA done and I'm going to get it done. Instead of disqualifying yourself, set yourself up for a win instead of deciding that you're not winning from the very beginning. Number 2 is not knowing the cost of not recruiting, right? So how many times do we play mental gymnastics of us like, okay, I'm going to do it, but I'll do it later. Or I know that if I don't recruit, then this isn't going to happen, right? So he goes, link the pain for you not doing that activity, right? So for me, it was recruiting because obviously that's what we're doing this week. Okay, if I don't recruit, that means I'm not signing my people up. What happens when I don't sign my people up? That I'm not hitting my goal for this month. What happens when I don't hit my goal for this month? That I'm not making money. What happens when I'm not making the money this month? Then I'm broke. What happens when you're broke? Then I'm pissed off. And then you feel like you have now wasted all of this time. And why? Because I played the mental gymnastics of like, okay, I can do it now, but I can do it later, but back and forth. You have to make the decision in order to do it and do it right away. You have to link the pain and disassociate. Like, it's not painful. I'm linking the pain with my IPA because I'm thinking of what happens when I'm not going to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like my IPA is painful because I'm saying, well, if I don't do my IPA, no, I'm not going to make the money. I'm not going to hit my goals. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. So you have to link the pain with the activity and know why it's associated. The third thing is when you're not doing a brain dump or a phone dump. He said this is huge. First thing you need to do, your whole entire friends list, your whole contact list, everybody that you know in your phone, Instagram, Facebook, brain dump it, phone dump it, whatever you want to call it. Go through it and find the people that you have common things in. Common things. He said you can associate yourself with whatever this person is doing. Your girlfriend plays piano. You automatically have something in common. You need to nurture the relationships and build them from there. Not blocking enough time. Time is a vacuum, right? So if we are not time blocking and actually putting down on paper or in your phone, your Google Calendar, your iPhone calendar, okay, I'm working for a half hour this time, set the alarm and go. If I'm not working before my kids wake up or at night, time is a vacuum. And before you know it, you said you were working 2 hours today and the time is completely gone and you have done nothing, right? And at the end of the night, you're laying in your bed and you're like, shit, I didn't message one person today, not one. So he says, you need to do 80% of your day needs to be prospecting, right? 19% of your day needs to be training. And 1% of that should be problem solving. The problem right now is the majority of us are doing 80% problem solving, 19% training, and 1% of prospecting. So our whole entire wheel of recruiting is completely backwards because we're, for the most part, spending our entire day problem solving for everyone else. And I think Megan or somebody said one time on our leaders call a while back that you can't attend to people that have issues all the time. Like sometimes it'll take them hours to get back to somebody because they have to figure it out on their own. Like I can't feed you all of the answers all the time. Like you have to do some of the work on your own. I don't remember what call that was, but I'll have to figure it out. Okay. The fifth thing is saying too much. You can talk yourself in and out of a conversation. And when you are talking that much, you're sounding desperate. Instead of us saying, okay, you can do this and this is going to be great for you, but you probably might not like, you just told them that they could and they couldn't in the exact same sentence, in the exact same conversation. And now this person is like, I think she just wants to sell me something. Because now you said entirely too much. The six, no setup to take down the sales wall, right? My situation and why I'm all in, right? If you don't set up the takedown of your sales wall, you're gonna fail. And for me, at first, I didn't understand this at all. When we initially go in, right? And you tell them like, this is what I'm doing and I'm doing it and I'm all in and you should be all in too. And they're like, what the hell are you even talking about? Like, who even does network marketing? That's not my thing. I don't even like it. Like, they want no parts of it. You have to fully divulge. And that goes back to the same part where you are giving them your why, like your reason why you're doing it, your vulnerability. You're including them in your plan. Like, I'm doing this because you need to pay off your debt. You need to do X, Y, and Z. And so many times we just tell people, you need to do this with me, and you're not giving them the reason why they need to do this with you. Oh, 8, expecting everyone to sign up. Guys, the first time I made that list of 100, I was like, all of these people are going to sign up with me. Every single one of these 100 people on this list are going to sign up. He said, do not ever think that the initial list is going to be your list of people that are going to sign up. That's how so many people feel like they're failing, because that list really is a marker. It's a destination. He said, it's the direction, not your destination, is what he said. He said, all of those people will not join you, but they can lead you to some people that will. So for example, 175 of those people told you no, right? It doesn't mean that the buck stopped with them, right? Because we all know that no is just not right now or another time, right? Like, no is never a definite no unless they tell you you'll never talk to me ever again. And even still, then you still talk to them. But you need to know that those people are leading the way. So like, if I would have never talked to my girlfriend and her girl signed up, I wouldn't have had a level 2. Because the only reason my level 2 is basically my level 1 now is because my level 1 led me to my level 2. And so if your level 1 falls off, you had level 2. Do you know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. One size doesn't fit all is number 9, right? And this was really important, and I should have took better notes on it, and I'm kicking myself that I didn't take it. Basically, it's like, I found a way, if your person is a green personality, right? I found a way that you can help people and you can share your level of knowledge for products on skincare. And then you share your information that way, because we don't ever do that. Number 10, not tracking your no's. You need to track your no's, because even though yeses are great, your no's are more important. And it's all about a number game. And those no's, going back to the other one, expecting your people to sign up, those no's on that list, it's important to track them, because you know for a future date, listen, they said no right now, but maybe Mary, you're going through a rough time in life and this just isn't her season. She's not ready for it. Or Taylor just had a baby and she says she wants no time for it. So they said no, but you need to keep track of that no in your book and go back and still build a relationship with them, because eventually it's going to come full circle. This is the part that he wants you to say to the people that say no. No problem. Do you mind if I keep you and update you with what is still going on? So when they said no and we're keeping track of it, even though we're keeping them in the loop, we have a sale going on. Hey, I know it wasn't good for you last month, but you said I could keep updating you. So here we got a holiday launch. Perfect, in the door. Instead of the person that told me last month that I was like, all right, well, maybe next time when you're ready to try it, you'll let me know. Instead of doing that, I should have asked, can I keep you updated? And I could have messaged them and said, I'm still going to message them anyways, guys. But you get the point. 11, not following up. Huge. You need to expose, involve, and upgrade for all of the people on your follow-up, every single person. So if your person is on your follow-up list, right, they haven't committed, they haven't did a one-time buy, they haven't joined as a member, you need to expose them. So that means you're either posting and tagging them if you're in any of your groups, sending them little testimonies, sending them free stuff. They said samples is huge. The 12th biggest mistake is not using your third party. Third party is huge. You need to be including them in marketing videos, the parties, all of the above. And then wealth building is a team sport. He said you want to make sure that you're ad tagging and messaging all of your people. The ATM method is what he referred it to. I have so much stuff that I'm just gonna like skip through and try to give you, because I know Kate that you're jumping off. All right, so you need to gain attention and start a conversation. Huge interaction post. She said that you should be doing 3 a day. I forget her name. I didn't write it down. Whatever. Anyways, gain attention and start conversations. So on your post, if you're doing an interaction post, let's say, like today, I did the 3 things about me, which was part of the challenge. There are people that messaged on there that I haven't talked to in forever, that never like or comments on any of them. And I'm going to go in, I'm going to make sure that I'm starting a full conversation with them. Nothing flexes, straight relationship. Hey, how are you? How are the kids? I haven't talked to you since high school. What's going on? Generically, generic conversation starters. Like you want to be super general with your conversation. You always want to manage your energy. So if you are starting your day and like I said before, you feel like crap, people can feel that that's how you're feeling. People can read your energy, and wherever you take it is your messages. If you're in a Facebook group, if you're on a live, if you're going to the store, people can feel your energy and they read off of that. So you need to make sure that you're managing all of your energy. You need to, obviously affirmations, we all know about affirmations. Always ask for meetings. Ask for meetings from all of your friends, even the ones that you're not planning on talking about Plexus with, because you're going to show up and you're going to look great and you're going to feel good. And they're going to be like, well, what the hell is she doing? I haven't seen her Facebook page in a while. So ask for the meetings. You're going to connect with them. And then you're going to just ask them, sit with me for a few minutes. Let's chat. Let's catch up and do all of that. You always want to give yourself grace and don't compare. My chapter 1 might be your chapter 25. Do you know what I mean? Or I'm looking at your chapter 5 being like, I can't believe she got there already. And she's already been through it all. She's already done it. And so now my looking at her chapter 25 is just me not seeing her chapter 1 through 24. Learn how to trade your expectations for appreciation. I was like, pump your brakes, literally. So basically, instead of us expecting that this is going to be so great, you have to appreciate it for what it is. Like, I'm signing up 30 people this month, and this is my expectation for the month. And if I don't hit that, I need to appreciate what I have instead of being sad about my unmet expectation. So learn how to trade your expectation for appreciation was huge. Oh, the number one thing they suggest you to say is, I'm a recruiting machine every day to yourself. You should be saying that. So you want to start super simple with your connecting, right? You need to do the look up to. I look up to people when you're sending them messages, right? The people that you personally look up to. You don't ever want to send them a message like your dream teamers. You don't want to ever send a message, oh, you need to do this because I'm doing this. Absolutely not, because that's the person that you look up to and they're going to be like, what the hell is she even talking about? Like, it's not going to register to them at all. So you want to use keywords like, I could use your help. I'd love your opinion. I admire this or that about you. I value this about you. I would love for your advice on X, Y, and Z. You don't ever want to compare them to you, especially if it's somebody that you look up to. If it's someone that's the same as you, right? Like your friend, your peer, your next door neighbor that you see on the same level, you want to use the same language that you would speak to them on an everyday basis. If you say dude all the time, you'd be like, dude, look, this is what it is. Bro, this is what it is. The same language, and always use favor or count on. Everybody, every one of our friends we could use as a favor. Like I've done favors for all of my friends. So you ask for a favor or you ask to count on them, one or the other. If it's somebody that looks up to you, basically, if the person looks up to you, they're willing to do whatever you say. You could tell them to do hat tricks and they're all in, right? So you basically say, hey, look, we're going to do this together. This is what it is. And you tell them straight out. Most of the time, they're ready to jump on board and join. And they're going to be super happy to hear from you in the first place. As long as your posture is super positive, make sure that you're being a great listener. There. Chicken scratch. I was clearly trying to look at the screen and write on this one. I don't even know what that says. The instant yes method is you always want to look for a problem, find the solution. So our solution for us, since we're recruiting, obviously we want to do business. So that goes back to, oh, I saw you post about you lost your job. I'd really like to share with you what I've been doing to make income for the last 6 months. It's changed everything. And then do an action invite. So you want to invite them to something that you're doing. And it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be a Plexus Facebook group. It doesn't have to be a specific event. You want to invite them along on the journey with you, right? If that makes sense. And then this is a post, I'm going to do this tomorrow. You want to post, when you were a kid, what did you want to do when you grew up? Because if it's people that you haven't talked to in forever, like if my girlfriend posts on there and she says, I wanted to be a lawyer, but that didn't work out. I'm messaging her right away in her DMs and being like, hey girl, whatever happened? Why didn't you turn out to be a lawyer? What made you change your mind? Because then you're against generically starting, or naturally, I keep saying generically, naturally starting the conversation. You are the bus driver in the situation, right? And our company is the vehicle. Our company is what we are pushing, and we are the driver of the bus. So if we're not stopping at different bus stops, guys, and we're not inviting people onto our bus to fill those seats, the bus is going to be empty. You're going to have one man all the way in the back that has cobwebs on him, and it's just going to be him, probably your mom that's just been ordering for the last 7 years of your life in network marketing. Like, that's going to be it. Like, if you don't invite people onto your bus, then they're not going to join. They're not going to come along. I don't know why it was like so mind blowing for me today. I was like, oh my God, why do I need to hear all of this stuff that I've already heard before? But I had heard from Marie Forleo, and Marie Forleo says, everything is figure outable, right? Always create in the morning before you consume. And I was doing this last year, well, in January when me and Sharon blew up, and I stopped doing it, and I freaking regret it now. I would put my phone in my bathroom, like Mel Robbins says. Do not keep your phone next to your bed. Keep it in a separate room, because then you have to get out of your bed to get up and get the phone. The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method, which was huge. But she also said that you need to make sure that you are not picking your phone up in the first time, right? Leave it there. Do not touch it. You need to do whatever else it is, whether you're going to meditate, whether you're going to pray, whether you're going to work out. You need to do something before you pick that phone up. Success is a choice. It's not by chance. So you have to choose, like I said in the beginning, that you want to win, that success is what you want. That's really what you're striving for, where you're leading, where you're headed. That has to be the number one thing on your mind is success. And what do I have to do in order to be successful? Okay, I know that I need to send messages in order to recruit. I know that I need to start conversations in order to have an ongoing list of prospects. And what happens when we don't? When we don't do those things, this is what's going to happen. And we know that those are all of the disqualifying factors, right? You have to start by dismantling your habits. If you are a habitual, I'm putting my IPA off person like me, that is me. I put my IPA off like no other. You need to start dismantling them. So if that means that you know that you wake up late and you purposely don't do your IPAs because you wake up late, that means you need to do first thing in the morning, set that time extra early, or you need to stay up way past everybody else. And I like to go to sleep. So I'm just going to have to start getting up early. Start getting up early. What you do the moment you wake up matters. Make sure you're architecting your day to win. So like I said, prayer, meditation, all of the above. And this is the one thing, I got a whole nother page of notes, but we ain't going there. This is what really stood out for me. She has the book that says everything is figure outable. And it just talks about like when you're doing things and you're going through life situations and you're like, I can't do this. Why? What do you mean, why can't you do it? And her example was her mom growing up would fix, yes, power hour first thing in the morning. Me and Sherry used to wake up, Mary, 6:30 every morning and do power hour first thing in the morning, every morning. Listen, our business is boomed. That's how our businesses grew so much. What was I saying? I forget. Anyways, she was talking about the story about her mom. Not that early, I know. Look, it is a struggle for me to wake up that early. She was talking about her mom growing up. It was just her and her mom. And her mom would do the proof of purchase labels on the bottom of the products. And you could collect them and send them into the company, and they would send you like company merchandise for free for all of the proof of purchase. And her mom won this Tropicana like little orange, right? And so when she would go out and she would come back, her mom would be fixing the light bulbs, or her mom would be doing this, her mom would be doing that. And she would know where her mom was because of this little FM AM radio that she would use, right? And so one day she left the house and she came back in and she didn't hear the music from the radio playing. So she was like scared because she didn't know where her mom went. And her mom would always fix things on her own. So she realized that her mom was on the second story and there was a hole in the roof. And she said she called the roofer and the roofer told her it was $500. And she said, absolutely not. I'll go up there and fix that roof myself. And now this was like forever ago. So there was no Google, no YouTube videos. She had no idea how to fix it. So, but her mom got up there and fixed their roof. And so then like 2 or 3 months later, she said she comes back home. And again, she heard the music playing in another room and her mom was like fixing something else. And she was just fixing it. And then one day she came home and she heard absolutely no music. And she was really scared. She walked into the kitchen, the little orange was on the table, broke it into pieces, and her mom's there trying to like put pieces back together. And she says to her mom, how is it? What are you doing? You don't know how to fix that. How do you know how to fix all these things? And her mom says everything is figure outable. And she said that was like her light bulb moment, is that even when you don't know how to do it, you still try to do it. You have to figure it out. There has to be a way to go forward. You have to keep moving, because if you stop, there's not going to be anything else, right? It's going to just be broken. You're not even going to try to fix it if you just leave it. So for me, that was huge. And then she said they can see you. Just so you know. My husband's trying to get in the shower. Sorry, guys. So they said, I'm going to stop the video so you can go. And at the very end, she said, this is what everyone needs to ask themselves. Everyone needs to ask themselves, what would you pay yourself for your work that you've done this month? And I was like, ooh, that's a tough question, because I don't even know. I don't know how much work I put in, how much that is even worth. Like, where do we even go with that? Like, I don't know. And then she said, you need to make sure that you are telling people, or no, she said that someone told her, I'm sorry, that you can be impressive, but not likable. You need to ask yourself, are you okay with you? Because you can be amazing at something that you're doing, but completely unlikable. So if you're not likable and you're just impressive, people aren't going to follow your journey. That's cool for the one time that I just saw her do that. Like, it doesn't really make a difference after that. And then Make sure you always go and be yourself, right? They don't want somebody else. They don't want somebody else's opinion. They don't want you pretending to be Kate. They don't want me pretending to be Sharon. They don't want me pretending to be Mary or Taylor or anybody else. They want your genuine, authentic self, because not everyone is for you. You have to like yourself in order for other people to like you. And I was like, ooh, that hurts, because there's days when I don't even like myself. That hurts. There's days, I'm honestly speaking, there's days I wake up and I just can't even deal with myself today. I can't. And that automatically there goes back to that whole starting your day off right and making sure that you're on a positive mindset and posturing your day for good things and deciding to win. That all like it's all like intertwined, right? And if you were talking to everyone, if you're putting a spectrum out there, right, and you're saying something and you're talking to everyone, you're talking to absolutely no one. Because what you're saying when you're talking to everyone, you're not speaking to anyone in specific. Like you're not speaking to that one person. You're trying to speak to the masses. And in reality, the masses can't hear you because they're drowning out all of the noise. So you have to hone in on who it is that you want to talk to, your people. You have to find your people, because you're not for everyone. So I know that I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I know. Sorry, guys. But you have to know that you're not everyone's cup of tea and not everyone is going to like you. And you have to be okay with that. And you have to find the people that you can share your message with and have those people be your people to join you. So I'm excited. Yes, exactly. Hone in on who you want to talk to. All right. I think that's all that I have. Does anybody have anything? Oh, I'm in charge now. Stop recording. I'm going to stop recording.